Hey everyone, this is Matt from the Archive of Everything, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. For the first time ever on the channel, well, actually I can't say that, for the second time ever on the channel, we're going to be having a guest on. And this guest may be the longest running Cincinnati Bengals fan who was pre-bandwagon anyway. So this is my buddy Ravi here, so Ravi, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us why you're on the channel.
What's up, everybody? Yeah, I've been a Bengals fan for a good 20 years now. Grew up in the northern Kentucky area. I've lived through a lot of pain in my life, but finally excited to reap the benefits.
Yeah, so going into this season, Joe Burrow was coming off of an injury. How likely did you think that the Bengals were going to, say, make the playoffs, let alone the Super Bowl?
I felt like this would be the pre-year, and then next year is going to be our year. I went to week one, actually, and every time Burrow dropped back, I felt like the stadium was holding their breath, just hoping he wouldn't get hit again. And anytime he got sacked, it was a stressful moment. But they had the talent, they had the pieces on defense, they had the weapons. I think the media just is very anti-Bengals, and they've just been a doormat for so long, so it's easy to just write them to the bottom of the division. But if you look, they had the talent there.
Yeah, I'd say they probably have the deepest receiving core in the league. Yeah, between T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, who else am I missing out there? There's another.
Tyler Boyd is another 1,000-yard receiver. He, just a year or two ago, they were out there with Tyler Boyd, Alex Erickson, and Auden Tate, and now to upgrade with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, it's a totally different team.
And then tight end, I know Tyler Eifert's not there anymore, right? Is tight end still maybe not one of their best positions now, or?
Yeah, one of their biggest, they've been hitting on their drafts recently, but drafting Drew Sample in the second round was a big whiff. He was drafted to be a blocker, but thankfully we got a hit with CJ Uzama. He's really come on after his, I believe it was an Achilles injury last year that took him out, and now he's back, and he's been one of the louder voices on the team, really getting the team energized and the city behind him.
So me being a Colts fan, I see a lot of parallels between Joe Burrow and Andrew Luck. Both were very hyped up college prospects. And I just don't want the Bengals to do what the Colts did to Andrew Luck and waste his career. Because, we got 4 healthy years of Andrew Luck, and then the injuries started to pile up. That offensive line is questionable at best sometimes. You have a couple good guys, but a lot of them are aging. And I just really want them, aside from the Super Bowl, maybe next year to focus on an O-line in the draft. Because I don't want to see Joe Burrow keep getting hit. He takes a lot of hits. I mean, we see that.
Yeah, no doubt. Obviously a big storyline going into the draft was Jamar Chase versus Penei Sewell. But going with Jamar Chase and the person who scores the touchdowns, and then addressing the offensive line in the second round, and Jackson Carman, and then signing Riley Reif. I honestly felt pretty good about the line. Reif unfortunately went down with a season-ending injury, so that's put our right tackle spot in a bit of a jam. But I think the pieces are there. We're next year going in with about $60 million in cap space, so I have no doubt that is a top priority.
Some free agent O-linemen.
They have to. First-round pick, free agent O-line. I'd be shocked if they didn't address that.
That's what, again, I just see so many parallels to the Colts from a couple years ago, because we had no offensive line, and they spent, I think the same draft, it was round 1 was Quentin Nelson, and then maybe second or third round we got our starting right tackle even too. So I mean, if your team's willing to spend, once you kind of have those playmakers in place, it's the sky's the limit, and you have a good halfback too. Although, is he under contract next year, or is he gonna be a free agent? Joe Mixon.
And they've signed Joe Mixon last year to I think a 4 or 5 year deal.
Okay.
And normally I'm really anti signing running backs, but when you're working with a rookie quarterback, it gives you some flexibility with the contract. But the Bengals did try to address their offensive line. I know going into the Super Bowl, they let Andrew Whitworth go back in 2015, I believe, or 2014, and they tried to address that hole by signing or drafting a first and second round offensive linemen, and both were busts, which really set the franchise back. It's tough to just missing out on first and second round pick essentially. It's tough to do that.
So moving into the Super Bowl, what scares you the most about the Rams, and why is it Aaron Donald?
Yeah, I don't think you can have any other answer besides Aaron Donald. But I think aside from him, I mean, Von Miller coming out with that Super Bowl experience, with that Super Bowl MVP already in tow, he won't be coming into the game with the same pressure, I think, that every other member on the Rams will be feeling. Just the Rams went all in this year with so many veterans, so many all-pros, Pro Bowlers coming to this team. I think they're going to be feeling the pressure of this game, but Von Miller has been there. He's already achieved it. So I think he could wreck the game when all focus has been on Aaron Donald. And having multiple people rushing the passer like that is terrifying.
Especially with the Bengals O-line, like we were just saying.
Yeah.
Have they played? They didn't play the regular season, did they?
No, but the only thing giving me hope is that Burrow is one of the best quarterbacks in the league under pressure. So.
Mm-hmm. So it is interesting to call the Rams like the dream team because they really are. It's kind of like those NBA superstar teams. It's of all the big names in the NFL in the past, say 5 years, you have Jalen Ramsey, Odell Beckham Jr., Matt Stafford. It almost reminds me of one of those Madden franchises where you force all the other teams to trade their best offense. It's like I remember doing that in Madden 17 or 18. Making the Giants or Browns trade Odell Beckham Jr. and just all these ridiculous trades. It's like it
absolutely
reminds me of the Madden team like that.
Reject trades off, no cap, turn the cap off, and just forget the draft and go all in. Literally all chips in right this year.
So you went to a couple Bengals games this year, right? You said week 1, and then didn't you go sometime in the middle of the season, or?
Yeah, I went to week 1, and then I went for the Bengals Raiders wild card round playoff game. And I mean, going into week 1, the energy in the city was electric. I mean, it just felt like something special was going to happen. And it really felt like this year is going to be different when Burrow hit Chase on that long bomb to close out the second quarter. To see Jamar Chase come out and do what he was drafted to do and reconnect with Burrow like that was unreal.
And it was just how instantaneous it was too. Because didn't he have the longest streak of a touchdown a game or something for the first 6 games or 7? Was it something?
He was on pace for some crazy touchdown streak. Obviously not sustainable, especially as a rookie, and defenses trying to.
And then once they see he's getting all these TDs, they're gonna double team him to win, I bet. But again, the beautiful thing, like we just touched on, is if they're covering Jamar Chase, then all your other very, very solid receivers are open.
Oh yeah, I mean Ramsey wants Chase on an island for the Super Bowl, but T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, I think will be able to eat against their backup secondary.
What do you think of Matt Stafford in the Super Bowl? He was so good in Detroit for so many years, and he basically turned Cooper Kupp into, who am I trying to think? Calvin Johnson. So do you think the Bengals secondary is up to stuff for that connection there? I mean, they had that incredible play at the end of the Buccaneers-Rams game a couple weeks back, where it was just Cooper Kupp just made that. I mean, I think the Bucs safety totally blew the coverage, and they said he wasn't even the number 1 target too. But do you think the Rams secondary or the Bengals secondary can stop Odell Beckham Jr., Cooper Kupp, and they have some good other solid playmakers in the back there too.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the Bengals defense has been one of the most underrated units in the league this year. Signing Cheeto, having Mike Hilton from Pittsburgh, Jesse Bates has been a homegrown stud in the league, and then Von Bell, acting as the enforcer back there. Everybody has really gelled together. Personally, not the biggest Eli Apple fan. I think everybody can agree with that, but they don't allow too many big plays. Jesse Bates cleans those up really well. I think it's a special group, and I'm not concerned that the defense won't be up to the task. And Matt Stafford, I don't think you can overstate how big of a game this is for him. 13 years in the league, and now
first time in the playoffs, I think.
It might have been his first win. Probably his first win. Because the Lions, they had some good years with Calvin Johnson.
But I don't think they ever made the playoffs, though. I think the Lions haven't been in the playoffs since the early 90s.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know my Lions history. But, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he came out and lit it up. I wouldn't be surprised if he looked scared, because dreaming of this, for working the league for 13 years and being on part of a terrible franchise for so long, this is the next level. And people will say the Bengals don't have big game experience, but they've been drafting a lot of national champions, so
that's a good point too.
They've been there.
So how about a score prediction here, if you even want to venture there? You may not want to curse or jinx it or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, let me do some math really quick. I'm going to say 30-27 Bengals. McPherson gets 3 field goals, ties the record for most field goals in playoffs history for a single playoff run. I can't not pick the Bengals.
Right. I think... See, it's going to be one of those weird things where it's either a complete offensive showdown or it's just, struggling, like both teams just struggle to get going. And it's kind of like, 2013 Peyton Manning. I know it's completely different parallel, but, it's an explosive offense. And then, once they get to the Super Bowl, Peyton Manning, it's like a 43-8 or something, that Seahawks game.
Yeah. I mean, there's all this talk about the Bengals offense being so explosive, but they will hit these big plays. They'll come up clutch when they need to, but it's the defense that's keeping them in these games. Their playoff run has been a lot lower scoring than people have expected.
So, my prediction, I'm thinking something like 17-21.
Who?
17-24. I'm thinking the Bengals are going to pull through, but I think it's going to be a little bit more of a defensive struggle. I think I don't know. There's definitely something special about the Bengals right now, and I think everyone not outside of LA is probably rooting for the Bengals, just because when I picture the Rams, I just picture like the elite super team, and like everyone probably in the back of their mind thinks the Rams are gonna win, but the Bengals have that like magic touch, like almost like, I don't know, I keep thinking like the Tim Tebow, like when he beat the Steelers that year, it was like everyone, it's like enough people are like believing. I don't know, it's like some underdog story, some movie or something.
Yeah, the best comparison I've heard is it's that 02 Patriots. I don't know if it was 02, 03, whatever. But Tom Brady's first Super Bowl run against the greatest show on turf, which happened to be the Rams. That was Brady's coming out party. Got his first Super Bowl ring. A lot of comparisons being made about Burrow to Brady right now, especially as Brady's retiring. So it could be that.
Yeah, I think we're in for a really good game, and so you're going to be in Cincinnati as well. I bet that's going to be an incredible atmosphere.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's a bit pricey to go to LA, and definitely will not get the same atmosphere leading up to it. So going to enjoy Cincinnati the most that I can.
But again, like we were talking about before, so Cincinnati is in Eastern time, so it'll be, by the time the game's over, it'll be late at night, and when there's something to celebrate, it's a lot better than the game ending at 6 p.m. in LA or something being out there. I'm saying, like we were saying, I'd rather almost be in the home city and welcoming the team back and all that than in partying with your fellow Bengals fans. Than not that I don't know if you like $6,000 to get into the Super Bowl, but I mean still.
Yeah, that price mark just did not make sense. But I think it's special to celebrate it with friends and family and people you grew up with. So
definitely, I'm sure all your friends, family, everyone. I remember the first thing I did when they won that the AFC Championship game was I was just like, congratulations, because it's just.
Oh yeah, my phone blew up. Everybody's known for so long how much pain I've been in. Nothing's made me cry more in my life. So this is so special.
Well, I think we're all looking forward to the game this Sunday. It's always sad to see the NFL season conclude, but I think it's you kind of ask for a better storyline. So thanks for coming on to the show, Robbie. Definitely we'll have to get your post-Super Bowl reaction, no matter what the outcome is.
Yeah, hope to get some videos from that. Should be good, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely. Well, is there anything you want to plug, any shout-outs you want to do before we hop off?
Shout out to my brother. He's been the loudest outspoken Bengals fan I've seen. His name's Rohan Coley, so at Rohan, I think it's just at Rohan Coley. He's dressed up as Joe Burrow. He's made rap anthems for him. It's crazy.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on, and looking forward to that post Super Bowl reaction.
All right. Thank you.